Welcome to the Close the Chapter podcast. I am Kristen Boyce, a licensed marriage and family therapist with a private practice, Pathways to Healing Counseling. Through conversations, education, strategies, and shared stories, we will be closing the chapter on all the thoughts, feelings, people, and circumstances that don't serve you anymore and open the door to possibilities and the real you. You won't want to miss an episode, so be sure to subscribe. Welcome to this week's Close the Chapter podcast. You know me, if you've been listening to this podcast for a while, that I love soul-to-soul conversations, heart-to-heart, authentic, real, deep conversations. And that's what this was about. That's what this conversation brought to my life. It truly was a soul-filled conversation. Her energy from the minute I met her was loving, warm, caring, and nurturing. It's the old Dr. Jill Bolte Taylor's quote, "Be responsible for the energy you bring into a room." That was from her book, My Stroke of Insight. And it's so true. You just meet someone and you just feel like you're kindred spirits. And we explored so many deep questions because she was raw into grief over a personal loss. And she brought that into the space, which felt so connective. And I can imagine how vulnerable it was. And she had some deep meaning in it. It was such a privilege and an honor and a gift to be a part of the conversation. We explored, why are we here? Why do, quote unquote, bad things happen to good people? We explored where our grief lies and the meaning and purpose in it. We really just dove deep, primarily into grief and exploring the meaning of life. And I love those conversations. I wish we had those with more people. I don't know if you feel the same way, but we only have a short time here on earth. And I think I said that because I heard it in an interview, how quick time goes. And I love to listen to all different types of people, whether you agree with them, whether you don't agree with them. I try to keep an open mind, and there's something in it for all of us. Like if you're triggered by something, there's something in it for you. There's something to be unpacked. There's something to be curious about. And that's what I really hope you get out of this, is finding the meaning in life in curiosity. And you walk away from this going, it's like a breath of fresh air. And also, we're looking at grief and loss and some hard things that sometimes we don't want to face. So let me introduce you to my amazing guest. Dr. Sabrina is a thought leader in integrating spirituality with psychotherapy. I love that. As an integrative therapist, storyteller, and peacebuilder, she blends ancient spiritual practices with the latest scientific research and wisdom to guide others on their healing journeys. She is affectionately known as Sister Sabrina in the communities that she serves. Man, do I feel that from her. She is the founder of the Heart Nest Center for Peace and Healing. Love the name of her center, where she serves women, couples, and small groups in their desire for self-awareness and love. She is also the co-founder of our Village Roots, a nonprofit organization devoted to the sustainability of her husband's ancestral village in Senegal, West Africa. Her credentials go on and on and on. She's given birth in July 2023 to her first book, Big Mama Speaks, Love Lessons from a Harlem River Swan, based on her maternal grandmother's resilience in the overcoming of trauma and chronic illness. We talk about this in our conversation. Dr. Sabrina is deeply passionate about mentoring other therapists and creating fulfilling careers while serving humanity. She is a wife, mother, teacher, visionary, and leader who remains in awe of the healing power of curiosity, compassion, and forgiveness. Just let that sink in. Because what if we could all talk about why we're here? I talk about why I think I'm here. She talks about why she's here. And it really is what motivates me every day to do what I do as a therapist. And I hope I show up for my family, those who I come into encounter with, my clients, with love and an open heart, a non-judgmental open heart that speaks truth with love and grace and warmth and compassion. And sometimes truth can have to be a little bit more direct. So that's out of love. And if you want to grab the journal, that's totally free. You can grab it at Kristen, Kristen, Boyce, boice.com/free resources. And here is my beautiful conversation with Sabrina. Welcome to this week's Close the Chapter podcast. I just don't have the words to say how grateful I am for Sabrina and her being on the podcast today. As we walk through real life things, this is what it's about. We're walking through real life grief, losses, hurts, and pains. And we're going to talk about how to heal all that and walk through it today. So, Sabrina, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you. Thank you, Kristen. It's my pleasure to be here. I'm glad you found me.
I'm so glad I found you, and I'm
Yeah.
so happy that you're here today.
Mhm.
And is there anything you want to share with the audience before we get started about what's going on in life? You don't have to if you don't want to, but I know.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the audience should know that a part of our conversation is about how to be living this life. Young people keep saying, life, just be life. And I love that how they came up with that one. My life is life. I'm a therapist and I'm an author. And in the present moment, I am in an acute state of grief. I just lost someone very dear to me just 3 days ago. And I am in this state of grief and gratitude and also preparing to speak at her funeral because that is what I do. Everyone's like, oh, can you talk at my funeral? I was like, oh my gosh, can I even talk? Yes. So all of that is happening in the present moment. And I think it's really telling about what we do as healing professionals. Like we are living and experiencing, and I think the best of us are experiencing all the different ways that life shows up, which then allows us to be a better guide for the people that are showing up to get guidance from us.
That's so true. We have more compassion and empathy and open-heartedness, I feel like,
yeah.
when we process our own grief and pain and losses. And I'm just holding all the tender space in our conversation, walk through those emotions. You're coming through the shock of it right now. Like that's surprise and you didn't expect it.
No, no one expected it. Like it was just a very sudden loss. And if I tell the truth, this is the second time this happened to me this year, that I have lost someone suddenly, like boom, gone, sudden heart attack, and just left this earth. I had been feeling just in my work and in my life, like death inching closer and closer to me. I've had the past 2 years, just in my own life, I've had 4 significant losses and 2 significant changes, which is also loss, right? So the past 2 years has been like, woof, 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 woof. And these 2 losses have just reminded me like, girl, no one's getting out of this alive, honey. No one. And I've been sitting with how to embrace that reality and how to live this life while I'm here. And also as a therapist, how to guide my clients. Like, what are you here for? This is my jam. Like, this is what I'm helping people do. Really be clear about why they are here and to be reminded that they're here for a reason. And that, let the Hasidic Jews say, there's a certain number of words you will speak and breaths you will take. And we don't know that number, but when you get to it, that's it. And what are we going to do in the middle? And I'm trying to be in that middle, right? We're all in the middle. There was a song that was played when I went to a little concert last week, and he talked about the dash. Like there's a dash between the year you were born and the year you died. And, it'll say 1965 dash 2025. And that dash, what's in there? What's in there? And so that makes me more and more committed to helping people fill in the question of that dash. And that's sort of where I'm at right now. And that's what I do as a therapist. I mix the spirit with the psychology. I mix the mind and the body with the spirit. People that come to me for guidance know that that's what they're getting. And if they don't know, they find out.
I feel it from you the minute we got on today.
Oh, thank you.
For this, I felt your spirit.
Oh, thank you.
Spirit.
Well, what you might be feeling is also my teachers, Kristen. I got some big, giant teachers on the other side, too. So my grandmother is a big teacher. And the person that I lost on Friday, her grandfather and my grandmother were siblings. Now she's over there giving me strength and pushing me. And my grandmother was an incredible powerhouse of a woman. And my teacher, my spiritual teacher, was a man from Jerusalem who did peace building work with Muslims, Christians, and Jews. He was a Palestinian by birth and lived in Israel and was always bringing people together. Lived his entire life in a war zone and always figured out how to teach people, how to guide people, how to take risks, and reminded us that the day you're leaving is the day you're leaving. So there's no need for you to be living in fear of dying. Like, just live until you're done.
Wow.
Yeah. So all of those folks are who are in this room with us today, right?
I feel that. Do you know that my phone was going like weird when we were talking?
Really?
Yes. I
Oh,
was like, what is happening to my phone? It was like someone was trying to log on to my,
oh, well,
log into my phone.
that's amazing. Or that could be just my sassy cousin loved the color that you're wearing. Like, that was her favorite color.
So maybe
Yeah.
she's trying to reach you.
Yeah, she's been reaching me, and I told her I'm pissed off. Could have given me some warning. Like, maybe I could have done something to prepare for this. And she's like, no, that's not how I operate.
Yeah. She was like, no.
Mm-mm.
Mm-mm.
No, we weren't doing that long, drawn out illness stuff. I told you I loved you every day. You told me you love me every day. That's what we did. That's what we're doing.
That's clear. That's some
Yeah.
message right there. That's clear. She's telling you.
Yeah. So I sit before you, like, excited about our work, right? Excited about what we bring to the planet and how we can help people thrive in the midst of all the chaos and all the confusion that is happening in the world.
How do we do that?
First, we have to accept that this is not new, that confusion isn't new, that oppression isn't new, that all of us, as much as we don't want to admit it, we're all descendants of the oppressed and we're all descendants of oppressors. And so for me, I talk to all those sides because I want to elevate all of us. So with my clients, I'm always helping them embrace the beauty and the severity of this life. You come in here, I know the stuff that you're talking about is real. It's real. And also, we also have to look at what is good and true at the same time. And that's what I'm doing. And that's why I love our work. I literally had a couple in here this morning sitting in that chair. And I was like, look, I know you got stuff. That's why you're paying me. That's why you showed up. And I also want you to tell me what is good and true about the person across from you. And they were able to name it, right? That's it. The Jamal, the Jalal, as my teacher calls it, because he was an Arabic speaking person. Jamal is the beauty, the Jalal is the severity. So I know you came in here because stuff is severe. And what is the beauty? And I'm trying to guide people and myself to feel both, to not negate it, and to not think that this is the worst time in history, in the history of mankind. Men have always been horrible humans. This ain't nothing new. When I say men, I mean human. We, as humans, we've done horrible things. We've also done some beautiful stuff too.
I like the both. I love an and in both. I like swimming in the and in both.
Yeah.
So many things can be true all at the same time.
I think Americans in general, I'm assuming we're both Americans, right?
Yes.
I think that's our struggle. This is what my perception is of our culture. We don't want to embrace the beauty and the severity. We don't want any severity. We push it away. And even we're talking about death, because that's a reality, our culture doesn't even want to talk about death. And even this example of me experiencing this loss the other day, the first question is always, well, how did she die? And then there's some sort of judgment behind it. Like she did something wrong to end up dying. And I'm like, she's dead. Her heart stopped beating and she's gone. And our culture tends to put blame and judgment on it. And I want to remove that. I want to be more about the curiosity of what we're doing on this planet while we're here. And some of us have a long dash and some of us have a short one. Those babies in Texas, they had a short one, very short. And it's really sad. It's heartbreaking. And at the same time, it's like, why were they here?
Yes.
What did they teach us? I think there's a lot that those babies were here to teach us. And my prayer is that we look at their lives and get the answers without blaming and judgment, just what needs to be repaired.
Yes. I think you're answering a question that so many people struggle with is why do quote unquote bad things happen to good people? It's
Mm-hmm.
lifelong in reconciling that. What are your thoughts around that?
I think part of it is that we don't think we're supposed to have sorrow. We think we're not supposed to have pain and sorrow and grief. And my lens says we are absolutely supposed to have it. Like, absolutely. And I think you heard me in another conversation say that every teacher before us, the great teachers that we admire, they had traumatic life experiences. Traumatic, horrible things happened to them. So they happen, and then beauty happens, and then harshness happens, and then beauty happens. And so I'm always looking at what is the beauty that's growing from this harsh experience. That is what we have to look at. But a rabbi wrote a book, Why Do Bad Things Happen to Good People? It's
It did. It's old. It's been around
Yeah,
for a long
I
time.
know, but it's still true, right?
So true, because people struggle with this. Like, why do bad things happen to good people?
yeah, I'm always like, well, why not me? I mean, I am special and I'm also not. And how do these horrible things help to shape me, shape my capacity, shape my heart and what it's supposed to be doing while I'm here?
Who taught you that? And you took that. You didn't block it. Who taught you that?
Well, I guess I got to come back to my grandmother again. I wrote a book about her, but before the book about her came out, when she was in her 30s, she was assaulted by two police officers who were looking for her brother who was addicted to drugs and committed a crime. And after they placed a gun to her head, asked her a bunch of questions, she had a stroke and she lost her capacity to function. 6 kids. The youngest was 3, the oldest was 15. And she lost all capacity. And so I described that as her first death. Like, she had to let go of attachment to everything. Like, there's nothing else. There's no more things, no more things. So when we die, there's no more things, right? Whatever we get buried in, that's the end of our things, and everything gets redistributed and those things are gone. And when she died, she had no things. I call that stroke that she had the first death, when she lost all attachment. They gave her last rites. She was pronounced legally dead for a short time. I don't remember how long. They performed last rites, waited for her to die. She woke up on Good Friday. My Christian friends get all hyped about that. I was like, yeah, dude, you can have your own Jesus. Like, there's a lot of Jesus stories, right? There's a bunch of them. So she wakes up on Good Friday and she lives for another 51 years. No more attachments to anything. She can't speak. She can't take care of herself. She can't walk very well without a cane. Her capacity to walk diminished as she aged. And the last 6 years of her life, I took care of her. And I remember asking her questions like, why are you so happy all the time? She had this very infectious laugh. And I was amazed by that. Like, what the heck? Look at you. You're sitting here. She would be like, whatever. She couldn't even say whatever. And when she died in 2011, that's when our relationship really took hold. Because I started writing to her and talking to her. And I was like, oh my gosh, this woman has answers for me. And then she started giving me answers, and I would wake up and have this dialogue with her in my journal. And one of the most important lessons I got from her was, well, there were many, but it was live life on life's terms. Make sure you practice forgiveness. You got to work for peace. You got to find joy in everything. And you have to laugh till you pee. Like, every day, like a hearty laugh.
Sign me up.
Yeah, right? Like, make sure you're really laughing hard. And
Specific message too.
oh yeah, oh yeah,
Tea.
exactly. Which is different from the fake hee that we do. It's like,
Exactly.
bring that laugh out, especially when you're
Body laughter. Whole body.
right. Exactly. And it gets easier and easier the older we get. I don't know how old you are, Kristen, but I gotta run when it's time to. I laugh so hard, I gotta go to the bathroom. I gotta run. Like, I'll tell people, stop talking because this laugh is too much, and I gotta run to the bathroom. But she wore a diaper. She didn't give a crap. But
No pun intended.
yeah, right. Exactly. No pun intended. Those were the teachings that I got, and I've been striving to like really live them and share them and inspire people. This is the hand we got. What are we doing with it? And then I traveled a lot, and I've responded to people who've experienced natural disasters and wars, and not just outside of the US, because you don't have to travel far. to know who's experienced an act of war. I've responded to mass shootings, and those are acts of war. And so I've learned, like, how do we pick up little droplets of beauty in the midst of the sorrow? So that's where I got it between her and my other teacher that I named earlier. That's where I got it from. Like, this is what we're doing. And it's not easy. And even in my own life, I try to find a balance. Like, I cry with ease and I laugh with ease. And losing this family member yesterday, when it happened on Friday, I raced up to her home. We're originally from New York City. I raced up there and I saw two family members just to hug them. And I left. And I said, I'll be back when we plan the funeral. And yesterday, I told my family, I was like, oh, this is my day to be depressed. I need you to leave me alone. Unless it's something urgent, this is what I'm doing today. I'm retreating to my bed. I am fasting. I am praying. I am crying. This is what I'm doing. And to some people, that's like, what are you doing? How do you like navigate your own personal day of depression? Because this is what I need to do. Because if I don't, if I tell myself, oh, I'm just going to keep going, I'm going to act like I'm okay, oh, then it's going to come out in other ways. So I'm like, I'm just going to, and it's true. I woke up today, okay, I'm still sad. But yesterday I allowed myself to cry a lot and to sleep and take my time. And I know myself enough to know that if I had gone out into the world or gone to a cookout or gone to this, I would have put on a mask that day that I could not keep on, or worn it all day and crumbled on the inside. So I decided I'm not wearing any mask. I need to just be alone where I don't have to. And I think if we give ourselves permission to be sad sometimes, I'm trying to figure out when emotions became forbidden. I'm not sure when, but a lot of times my clients will come and they'll start crying and they'll say, oh, I'm so sorry, I'm being emotional.
Apologize immediately.
Immediately. And I'm like, what are you apologizing for? For having an emotion or for crying? Or I'll say, what is the emotion under your tears? Because sometimes they're not even sad. Like, what is it? Do you apologize when you laugh? They're like, no. So what are you apologizing for? And then they have this freedom. Happens a lot in groups too, where someone will see someone crying and they're so uncomfortable, they want to throw a tissue and hit
Yes.
it.
They're like,
Yeah.
don't look at me. Go to somebody else. They just don't want to even be seen.
Mm-hmm. But like 2 weeks ago, I was facilitating a group up in Boston, and one of the women, these women are like flipping powerhouses. I'm really glad I didn't know what they did for a living before I sat down with them, because I'm like, dang, everyone's super, super smart, over the top smart. And one of them got teared up, and then three of them like immediately gave her a box of tissues. And I just let it ride for a minute because I knew we had all day together. And when it got back around, I asked her, I said, what was the emotion under your tears? And she said, oh, I just really miss my mom, but I'm so grateful. So in that moment, it was gratitude. She said yes. And the people that tossed the tissue at her, they were like, oh. So then I was able to lay down the no tissue rule. Like, the tissues are there. And when that person is done, if they ask for it or if they grab it, then you hand it to them. But the message that we give people is to stop. Stop that emotion. Stop those tears. Don't let them come out. No, let those tears come out. Let them come out. Because there's something else behind them. And if you don't let those out, all you might get is that rage or that illness or that fire. Let the tears squelch some of the fire. So,
I believe that.
mhm.
Or my soul, and my whole
Yeah.
being.
Yeah. And you know the difference. Like, I tell people, like, what's the temperature? Is those tears hot? Well, yeah, let's clutch some of that fire that's coming out of you. My tears were hot the other day. There was a tinge, like, just having all the emotions about losing somebody, right? The
Yeah.
frustration, the loneliness, the sorrow, and a little like, damn, why did it have to be today? Why today? Why the 4th of July? Like, why? And so there was a little bit of that, and all of it. Let them come.
Let them come. Let them flow.
Mhm. Yeah, and then you can keep going and doing what it is you're supposed to be doing.
It's a
Mhm.
cleanse. It's the
It is,
natural cleanser that we've been given.
if we're allowed to quote TV shows on here, but I know I like Ted
Throw it
Lasso.
away.
You
Oh,
can?
yes. I love Ted
Oh
Lasso.
my god. So, I never thought I would really love a show about soccer, but that show is everything. I know, it's so good, but what's her name? Her real name is Hannah, but she is the Rebecca.
Rebecca. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I think it was Rebecca's dad's funeral or something, No, she's talking to somebody and she tells this other person, oh, crying is an orgasm for the soul. I was like, yes, my God,
Yes.
that's it. Let it out. Whew. I love that TV show.
It's got a lot of wisdom in it. A
Oh
lot
my
of
gosh,
wisdom
I
in it.
sat and watched the whole what is it? It was 3 seasons. I watched all 3 seasons twice, and I might do it again. Like, I just love that show.
It's a good show.
Mhm. Yeah.
How do you help people in the middle of their pain, in the middle of their trauma, their sorrow, to connect to that deeper wisdom, gratefulness that might be there, that is there? How do you do that? How do you help people?
I help people in the same way that I actually got my own help. I always wanna help people think about who came before you that may have had a similar experience. So, I do a lot of genograms with my clients where they lay out their
Genogram.
oh my gosh, the
It's like
family
a
of
family tree for the
it
folks that
is.
don't know what that is.
Absolutely. And I also have them do their family of birth and their family of choice.
Mm.
Mhm.
Family of voice. I have not
Yeah.
done that.
So your family of choice could be a rabbi, a priest, a teacher. Who's over there that's in this that you might need for support? I
Hmm.
do a lot of imagery with my clients. So just recently, I had a woman that was in here and she had a big government job that is possibly disappearing. And I said, oh, I'm not sure how we got to this, but I was like, who in your lineage of birth and choice do you need to tap into? So we lined up a bunch of characters. There's like 4 or 5 of them. And so, okay, as you search for your job, we may have to call on this person. As you figure out what you want to do, it might mean to call on this person. And then they have them tell me stories. What is the story about this person? Even the ones you didn't like that much.
Yeah.
Even that uncle that was a total pain in the butt, that was a total jerk. What were his qualities that you need right now? See, at this point in our lives, we can decide what we want to keep and what we want to toss. We can do that. We can do that magic. So what do you want to keep? Oh, I want to keep that he was decisive. All right, cool. And the rest of the stuff, you can toss that away. And what do you want to keep from this person? What do you want to keep from that person? Sometimes I even invite people to pick historical figures, people that you've never met in the physical realm. Like who? Sometimes for me, for many years, before she passed away, but then definitely after she passed away, I called on Maya Angelou because I met her one time.
You have a vibe of her.
This is okay. Thank you, Kristen. I love her. Human I'd ever seen in my life. She wasn't as big as I thought, but I was like, who are you? And I did this workshop with this man who told everybody in the room that he was an overt racist. Like, I never knew any black people. I don't like black people. Da, 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 da. That's fine. I can sit through it. At the end of it, he says to me, you are the second black woman I've ever loved. And I was like, oh, who's the first? It was hilarious. And he said, Maya Angelou. And I was like, oh, damn. All right. Well, I'm in good company.
Yes.
All right. And so I recognize that me tapping into her power allows me to be present in whatever room I'm in. For this man to tell the truth about what his character flaws are and what he's working on in himself. Because if he's telling me that, that means it's something in me I don't even want to have anymore, right?
Telling the truth about it.
Yeah. Why would he tell me unless that was his story? And he still keeps in touch with me. That's happened to me several times in group. So I tell people, you don't know when you're going to need that person, those people. But we all have people in our lineage that have gone through worse situations than what we're going through. And what do you need to know about them? Because none of this is permanent. That's the thing. I think we get stuck on the notion of permanence. There's no such thing. It's all temporary. The only thing that's permanent is love. That mess is permanent. Even if we don't want to love that person no more, we still love them. I know.
How do you explain impermanence to someone?
Well, the first thing I do is constantly repeat it. Like everything is temporary. You were a 5th grader. Now you're 55. Change is happening. And some people I have to constantly remind them. And I have this office. A lot of my clients come and see me in person still. So my office right now, it's all green outside. And they'll come back in a few months and it'll be shifting to red and yellow. And they'll come back after that and there'll be not a leaf on the tree. And it'll look barren. It'll be maybe some snow. And I'm like, even if all we did was sit in these chairs, we would change. So this idea that anything is forever is not true. Your kids have grown up. You're getting older. My doctor told me I was in the winter of life. I was like, oh, winter? Damn, can it be late fall?
Why
Uh,
winter?
yeah, I don't be winter yet. He's like, well, it's winter. And he's very practical. And he's also clearly not from here because he's just like, he practices Chinese medicine. He's like, whatever, lady, you're in winter. So am I. We're both in winter. Let's just stop pretending. And so I think I bring that. I think my age also helps people feel that sense of safety and comfort and the opportunity to really embrace the reality and the impermanence as well. Because I'm living it, right? This is the reality. And they can be with that. And if they struggle with that, part of it has to do with the fact that they haven't resolved their heartaches. So I want to help them, like, what you heal from the heartache. So a lot of my work is around liberation from the constriction of their hearts. And we do that through practicing imagery, like I said, through forgiveness exercises, through recognizing that even your healing is a lifelong journey. It's not a one and done.
No.
Mm-mm.
We want it to be, but it's not.
No, I wish it could end. It's a lifelong journey. So a part of the work is also learning to just trust life and to trust the reality, believe in the reality of death. Can we? Like, we don't want to, but can we?
As we move through the journey of life, we realize the preciousness of each second we're here.
Yeah, it's
We
true.
only here for a blip and it goes so far. I think I was listening to Michelle Obama talk about her mom.
Mm-hmm.
And
She died like 2 years ago or a year ago?
she was talking about her mom's death, and her mom wanted to go and also said, it went so fast.
Mm-hmm.
It went so fast.
Wow. Mm.
And that just really, I was like,
Yeah,
yes, two things can be true. You could be ready and feel like, man, this went so fast.
it's true. It is definitely true. I'm not as old as Michelle Obama's mom was, and I feel like, whoa, as I am now a caregiver for my parents.
Yes.
And I'm like, ooh, man, look at all these elders. Y'all are old. And I'm right behind you.
And the dawning of that, the dawning and the realization as you lose people, as you usher them and they usher you through this journey of life, the preciousness of it. And how do we help in the midst of pain? And I think that's tough in the midst of heartbreak, in the midst of gut wrenching pain and grief. How do we get to that place?
But even that is love.
Yes. That's the size
love.
of our love.
Yeah. Say that again. I missed what you said.
It's the size of our love. Like that's
Yes,
what our
exactly.
love was for that person.
Right. That is it. And that heartache is because you loved. And interesting, one of the things that I said about my relative that died 2 years ago yesterday and the relative that we're going to bury on Friday is they both loved me because I existed. Like there was no requirements. I loved them because they existed. And so I often ask people, what would it be like if you just loved somebody just because they existed? Y'all may not be together anymore. You may not live together anymore. You might have to move away. Like all these things could happen, but you can still love them for existing. For whatever chapter they were in, your dash, can you just love them for that? And that's it. And when you can do that, then there's so much more love. There's so much more.
Do you
Yeah.
feel like what we do is we expand the heart center so we can love bigger?
Yes.
And each layering of what we might have used as protector parts, just kind of we start opening and expanding our heart center so we can not only take in love, but we can give it in a bigger way. I feel like that's what we do.
It is what we do. It is what we do. And we can call it all these different things, but that's all we're doing. I was joking about that with someone the other day because this is the first time I've had an office in which at least 2 of my degrees are on the wall. When I had an office suite, I didn't even have anything on the wall. And I'm like, these people don't know if I have a real degree, if I ever went to college, if anybody has licensed and certified me to do this work. They don't know anything. But they know that when they come in here, they feel the love.
Yes.
That's all they know.
That's all that matters. It's a yes and. I think that is what we all crave. We all want to feel loved.
Mm-hmm.
That is it.
We help them feel the love, and then they got to pass it on.
That's right. That's it. That's everything.
Yeah. And that's what I try to do.
That's that dash as we come full circle. That's the dash, like you said at the beginning. I really believe that to be true. What have been some books that have spoken to you? My audience loves books. I love books.
Yeah, me too, girl. I'm always reading. So I just reread The Four Agreements, like literally on the train on Friday, on Saturday. I'm sure you've probably read that.
I love that book.
Yeah, yeah. And that is the book that inspired me to write my book, because I wanted to write something that people could finish easily, not too big. They could stick it in their purse, put it someplace. So I used that size as a guide to help me shape my book.
Which we'll link in the show notes. Tell the audience your book title. Just
Called Big Mama Speaks, Love Lessons from a Harlem River Swan. And it's about me and that woman, my big mama, and what she did for me. But it's also a bunch of short stories. They're really short. It's about the dialogue that we had that's in my journal. Then it's how I used those conversations in my own life, and then how I used it to help a client. Because now she's my co-therapist. She's just like, do this, do that, shut up, go, whatever it is, she's telling me what to do. And I'm looking at the shelf behind me to see the other books that like really speak to me. Right now, I just finished reading The Four Agreements. Before that, believe it or not, I was reading Zora Neale Hurston interviewed one of the men that was on the last slave ship to come to the U.S. It was an illegal slave ship. And she interviewed him in the 1920s. And I had never known about this book, this man. It's called Barracoon, Barracoon. And she wrote the book in his vernacular. So it was like, oh, I got to pay attention, right? Because he was a poor, uneducated former slave. So I just finished reading that, and I was like, oh my God. So I was reading that. And then also I like to laugh a lot. So I will pick up something that I think is funny. I can't remember what the last funny book I read. And then I read novels. In the summertime, I like to read novels. I was contemplating cracking open Bridgerton because I love the movie so much. But then I thought, oh my God, I'm married to these characters. Maybe I should just leave it alone.
Yeah, I get
Right?
I totally get that.
Yeah, I'm too much involved. I should have read the book first. But I'm always, always reading. And right now, I'm actually writing a novel.
That's
I know.
exciting.
I know. I never thought I would be writing a novel, but here I am. I'm writing a novel. And it's loosely based on a family member, but I'm definitely changing so many details. But the crux of it is it's about a family member of mine who was addicted to drugs. And I was sitting with this person wondering, what were his strong points? What were these things? And I was then flooded with stories about him. And one thing that by the book is like pouring out of me is he always believed the women in our family. Whenever anyone was attacked or insulted or was any sort of danger, he never questioned their story. He went like, oh, you need help? I'm here for you. And he showed up. And I thought, man, all we've done is dismiss this person as an addict. We forgot that he was full of love and wanted to protect women. And that those feelings of helplessness is perhaps what led to his heroin addiction. But his love, his capacity never left. So that's what I'm doing now. It's not out yet. It's going to take me a minute, but I'm like, oh.
We'll be waiting for it. We're going to be waiting for it. Sounds very impactful.
Yes. So I've been taking master classes also. And I've been like fascinated with James Patterson. Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. He's teaching a master class. I'm in that one. I took Roxane Gay's class, Shonda Rhimes.
Oh, you got some good ones. You got some good ones.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah. I feel like all of that helps us as therapists.
Oh, 100%. Anytime we're learning, we're growing. I just believe that's my love language.
Oh, yeah.
It's just, I love it.
But that's our jam as therapists, right? I don't want to hang out with a therapist that's not learning. Like, what are we doing?
No, we're not going to be in alignment with.
We can't hang out. You got to be learning something.
You got to be learning. You got to be growing, and a willingness to look within and rumble and own stuff and evolve.
Yeah. Evolve. That's the key thing, right?
Yes.
We got to be willing to evolve. But that ties into how we started. Like change is
Full
happening.
circle. Here we are.
Yes. Change is happening. That's your podcast, right?
Yes.
You close this chapter and open up a new one.
A new one is always opening.
Yeah. But that's evolution, right?
Yes.
Turning that page is us evolving.
That's right. And Sabrina, I am so grateful for you. Truly, truly. Like, I feel like this is divine conversation. My phone kept going off. Whoever's with us, your folks, your mentors, your family members, thank you too. So thank you.
My sassy cousin.
Yeah, your sassy cousin. I'm just like, I hear you. I'm here for it. I'm here for it. So holding all the space for you and your family as you walk through that with your cousin, your sassy cousin. And I appreciate you. Where can people find you if they're like, I love Sabrina,
well, they can find me on my website, which is theheartnest.com. And they can email me, sabrina@theheartnest.com. And I'm on TikTok.
I love that you're on TikTok.
Catching up. I'm on TikTok and Instagram, and they're both under Dr. Sabrina's Heart Nest. And I'm on Facebook. And where else am I? On YouTube.
Whew, you're all the places.
I'm getting around.
I love it. That's how you get the message out.
Mm-hmm.
We will link your book also in the show notes for those that want to grab it. It will be right there. So you could click the button and order it. So
beautiful. And I have a show, Miss Kristen.
You have a show? That part I did not know.
I just started inviting guests.
Yeah.
So it's just been me running my mouth. Now it's going to be us running our mouths together.
Beautiful. What's it called? What's it called?
Called Soul Speak, Conversations for Your Healing Journey.
You know that I have a ring that says, Hear My Soul Speak?
Ooh.
I love it. So that's perfect.
It's perfect. Patience.
I love it.
Yeah. So you can tell your readers to email me a question because it's a Q&A. People submit questions and then me and my guest, we help to answer them.
Okay. Send the questions in to Sabrina. Send the questions.
Yes.
Thank you so very much.
Thank you, my love. I look forward to meeting you. All right. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you so much for listening to the Close the Chapter podcast. My hope is that you took home some actionable steps along with motivation, inspiration, and hope for making sustainable change in your life. If you enjoyed this episode, click the subscribe button to be sure to get the updated episodes every week and share with a friend or a family member. For more information about how to get connected, visit Kristen, Kristen, Boyce, Boice.com. Thanks and have a great day.